Welcome back, ladies, to Module 2 in Week 1. I love this topic. So this topic in Module 2, we are going to be talking about mindset. Woo, woo, woo. I know, you're probably thinking, oh, she's going to start talking about food right away, but guess what? We're not. So exciting. So I'm again going to share my screen with you and go through some slides, and then I will be back to discuss anything else. So here we go. Let's dive in. All right. So like I said, this week we will be talking about mindset. So exciting, right? Like, where's your mindset at right now around food? What is going on inside that brain, and how can we start to rewire your brain to start having that healthier and better relationship with food that you've been searching for X amount of years? You know, have you been keep trying these diets and these quick fixes and all these things? And, you know, yes, may they work for a little bit, but again, it's a quick fix because you have not been looking at your mindset behind all of it. So we have the subconscious mind versus our conscious mind, right? And during these times with our subconscious mind and our conscious mind, we have things that we are aware of, and then we have things that we are not so aware of. And these things can start to hold us back because we aren't understanding why we're feeling different ways in the moment, and we start to think like there's something wrong with us because we keep having these constant thoughts around food and nothing's changing. I do want to let you know that even though we will be doing rewiring through the subconscious mind, that subconscious thoughts are going to continuously sneak up inside of you. This is something that I know that I wish that I was made a lot more aware of, because sometimes when these thoughts would still happen, I would be so confused, like I thought that I worked past this, but these are just thoughts that, you know, you've been thinking for so long, and it is just time that they might re-pop back up because it wants to test you. It wants to make sure that you're actually showing up as the person that you say you're going to be. And the best part is like, even though it does pop up, is it staying there as long? Are these thoughts staying there as long? Are these thoughts coming as often? Or are these thoughts even the same? You know, like you may even just see that the thought might be a tad different than it was before. So just keep that in mind throughout this process, that even though we are going to work through some of the thoughts that you have with your subconscious mind and things that pop up, they are throughout the rest of your life and your journey going to show up in your life in different forms, and sometimes even in the same form, because again, they're just testing you to make sure that you are showing up as the version and the person that you say that you are and that you want to be. And I hope that makes sense to everybody. If that does not make sense, please let me know. Again, any questions that you have about anything, message me, put it in the Facebook group. That is why we are here. So our subconscious mind is 95% of the brain, and that holds our long-term memory, our emotions and our feelings, our habits, our relationship patterns. It stores and retrieves data. It creates your dreams. And then we have the conscious mind that is 5% of the brain, that it thinks and plans. It holds the short-term memory. It has the sensations, your willpower, your critical thinking. So think about all the times that you think like you can't do this or you can't do that because your willpower is lacking. Try understanding that your willpower is under that 5% of your brain. So it's going to take you a lot more rewiring and rerouting your subconscious mind to create more of that willpower for yourself. If that does not make sense, again, please let me know. So how we start to create more of this willpower and, you know, all of those things under that category, such as, you know, being able to not turn to food and not eat those cookies when we really want to, or this or that. It's more about in that moment, what else can you do if you do eat that cookie to either allow yourself forgiveness for doing that, Or if you're okay with eating the cookies, then celebrate that rather than beating yourself up. So celebrate it by having a dance party or by just telling yourself, like, that is what I wanted to do in this moment. And it's okay, body. Like, don't beat yourself up over it, because then you're just giving yourself that proof again that that is something that isn't on your to-do list. So we have comfort and we have growth, and our subconscious mind is constantly trying to keep us in our comfort zone. And our conscious mind, it wants to grow, but it doesn't really know how, because our subconscious mind is constantly, telling us things to keep us safe. It doesn't want us to, do things that it knows that may be fearful for us, because it takes that as like a sign, like that could be harmful or that might not be what serves us. But that's just trying to keep you stuck in that lack mindset and stuck in that comfort zone, when you need to just push past that and go for it. And then you get growth. So when you're scared to, start to rewire your thoughts or start to really look deep with things, that's your subconscious mind trying to hold you back from being able to grow, because it's so used to you sticking into this moment that you've been in for so long. And it doesn't know what the other side looks like. So it's like, oh, no, Sally, no, you didn't. Like, we are not trying to grow here, because I do not know what that looks like. So we're just going to stay here, and I'm going to keep like firing old memories off of every time that you've tried to end your diet cycle and all of these things and stop binge eating. All these memories, they're just going to flash and flash and flash in front of you, because it's trying to keep you in that comfort zone, because it doesn't know that the other side is like freaking a utopia for you. But we get to prove to it that it is, and we get to rewire our brain to have that connection that, no, it's okay to grow. It's okay that I am challenging you, subconscious mind, because you are no longer the key to this life of mine. I am in control, and I will do what I want to do. So I want you to think about your subconscious mind, right? Every day you brush your teeth the same way. When you wake up, you probably go to the bathroom, you probably have the same morning routine, you probably brush your teeth with the same hand, not even thinking about it, put toothpaste on the same exact way. When you're driving to work, you're on autopilot. And this is all because your subconscious mind is doing this work for you. These are all things that you don't have to think about. And that's the same thing when we are dealing with food. All the things and emotions that we are dealing with, we turn to food, because that's just what our subconscious mind has been wired to do over so long. So we just keep doing it, because we haven't created that new proof for it to say, like, okay, when I do these things, then I can do X, Y, or Z. And we will be coming up with different things that we can do rather than turning to food shortly. So then I want you to think about the moment you've tried to change your conscious mind. It tries to keep you safe, and it keeps you repeating the same patterns that it has been doing over X amount of time, until you develop new proof that changes the system. So every time that, I would start to feel icky inside or be upset about something, maybe I would decide to then go and journal. Or maybe I would decide to go for a walk and just go out in nature and reconnect with myself, and just really figure out, like, am I actually hungry right now? Or what is going on inside of me that is making me want to turn to food? Like, where did this come from? So creating new proof for yourself changes the entire system inside of your brain. And how does this play a role in emotional and binge eating? Since our subconscious mind is constantly sending us information, it's important to recognize when it is trying to keep us in our comfort zone. For instance, when you get off work early, you want to celebrate yourself, getting those few extra hours with grabbing a pizza instead of cooking the food that you just bought at the grocery store. Maybe you do cook something, but it's not something that is nutrient dense, or something that you actually knew in the morning that you wanted to make for yourself, because maybe you weren't even planning on getting off early. So anytime that you're actually celebrating yourself with food, it plays a role in it, right? Maybe, so then you have to actually become consciously aware that this is happening, by providing new proof to yourself that gives you the same exact feeling. So you get off work early, you want to celebrate that. Maybe you give yourself a bubble bath instead, or maybe you, again, go for a walk outside, or you call a friend, or you put a movie in, and you just celebrate yourself in a different way that doesn't include food. We will be learning how to go about this during the next module. So if you guys have any questions about anything that was going on in here, please let me know. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now so you can see me talking. I know that it can be a little bit confusing about like why our subconscious mind does this to us. Like, why can't it be more easy to just rewire our subconscious mind? But just think about any time that anything's ever been easy for you, like how rewarding was it? And it doesn't have to be hard. Once we start training ourselves to do all of the things that we actually want to do, then it just becomes like a natural part of our everyday routine, and we don't look at it as work. So thank you so much for being in this module, and I will see you next time.